Hello everybody, this is going to be a refreshed version of Sketchup for schools. You've seen my tutorials on Sketchup for making a house in the past. Now there's an update and it's completely online, which is pretty exciting. So I want to share with you kind of the basics to get you started in making a house. Now that it's online, you can find it in Google Drive. Google Drive under New, More, and it's called Sketchup for Schools. When you get started, it's going to start with a template of feet and inches, meters, or millimeters. We'll go with feet and inches. And you have this green horizon to blue sky, and you have this person standing here. Please do not delete this person. This is a guide to help you with scaling to figure out the right size, because if you scroll your mouse back, you can go infinitely long distance and end up building a model that's way too big for the real world. So you want to keep this guy here, at least for the beginning stages of making a house. So you saw that scrolling is a thing. You can scroll in and out wherever you point your mouse. Don't get too lost. The other thing you can do is hold your mouse wheel down, which actually rotates the environment. Okay. Now this guy is not 3D. He's actually a 2D model. Just kind of cheap way of putting a model in there for you to get started. But anyway, the idea is that you can rotate around by holding your wheel mouse down and moving your mouse. And if you hold shift while you hold your mouse wheel down, you can pan side to side. Now this is very important because you'll be moving around your model as you get building, and so you want to get used to this. So I want you to practice this real quick. You zoom in and out, hold the scroll mouse down, and you can do a rotation. And if you hold the wheel mouse down and hold shift down, you can actually do this pan thing side to side. Okay, we have an untitled project at the moment. It's very good to save your models, because in Google Drive this will show up as untitled and you'll be frustrated with that. So let's call it my dream house. Okay, and then hit OK. All right, it is saved, and it's going to ask me again, which is being ridiculous. I think I'm good. All right, so I have a my dream house and it's saved. If I need to navigate and find things, I can do that here. But what we're going to be working with, of course, is moving around the environment. But these tools here on the left-hand side, these tools are starter tools for designing something, okay? So you have an eraser. You have a paint bucket for coloring things in. We're not getting there yet. You have a pen or a line tool. You have an arc tool and various versions of that. You have various versions of making squares. You have a push tool. You have a follow me tool and an offset tool. We'll get to that in a minute. So your move tools that I just described to you are right here, actually. Scale tool, measuring if you want to measure, walking around, and of course your pan. This is the one I was showing you. So these tools right here correspond to what I showed you with the scroll mouse, holding the scroll mouse, and shift holding the scroll mouse. That's the same thing. So if you want to click these, you may, but I showed you the shortcuts right off the bat. So what we're going to start with here is the rectangle tool, the standard rectangle tool, and you're going to draw a rectangle. Now you want to draw the rectangle on the ground in reference to the size of him. So he would fit in there, so that's about the size of the house, right? So if you made it too big, it would be obvious, right? If you made it like this, obviously that would be a building. We don't want to do that. But this is a general size house. If you want to make it bigger, you could, if you wanted to, use your move tool and move this line forward. Now watch carefully. If I pull it this way, what happens is it kind of off-cambers it, right? So you don't want to do that. Control Z to undo. You want to make sure when you pull on it that it's going straight. Okay, so just be careful. Otherwise, if it's off-center, if it's crooked, you're going to have problems down the line. Okay. Notice I can look underneath. I can look around. Piece of cake. Now you're going to go to the this here push-pull tool. This is the magic tool that makes things 3D. See, now it's 3D. So you can push and pull anytime, any which way you want. You can push in and out to kind of make it longer, shorter if you change your mind. Keeping an eye on that gentleman right there. Okay, so now I want to put a roof on this house, so I'm going to use the line tool. And here's the trick that I found most useful for making a roof. There's many tutorials online on how to make a roof. This one works the best for me. You're going to use the line tool and kind of position the horizon. See the horizon way out there? Position it so that you can see the horizon. And then what you're going to do is make a triangle from here to say here. You can be general about it, but at least you have a triangle that's up there like that. If you didn't do the horizon like I spoke of, and you tried to make a triangle, oh look, and I'm making a roof, this is what happens. It's down on the ground, on the flat. That's not going to work. The idea of the horizon here, you're telling the computer, hey, I want to make a triangle, but I want it to be up, right? See? So that's the idea. The horizon is actually very helpful for communicating to the computer what you want it to do. Now we're going to take the push-pull tool again, and we're going to pull the roof out to the edge of your house, just like that. Okay. Now, if you looked at a house recently, you will notice that the roof line does not stop here at the wall. So what you're going to do here is you're going to just take the push tool and push the wall back just a little bit on both sides to give what is typically referred to as an overhang, so that the water can drip off and not roll down the side of your house, or worse, go inside your house. So that's the idea there. Now, this is a basic looking house, right? You have the basic kind of structure there. If you wanted to add an L shape or do some more, you can certainly do that by taking the rectangle tool, and make sure, of course, that you start underneath the roof there, and make a new rectangle on the side of the house. See how I did that? Just make a rectangle. Be careful. You don't want to accidentally grab the top of the roof here and go like that, because guess what? That is not against the house. Control Z, undo. So if you want to make a rectangle, you start from under here and you pull down. Once you have the rectangle, if you were to pull that out, sometimes it doesn't come right away, so you have to give it a little influence. There we go. Now you have an L shape in your house. Now I want to put a roof on that. I'm going to do the same idea. I'm going to take the pen tool and try to make a roof, but this is a little more challenging because you don't have the horizon to work with. So in this case, I would do a different method, which is you find the midpoint and you draw a line across like that, and then I think, let me see if I can do this. No, sometimes you can pull it straight up, but that doesn't work all the time either. Let's see. Another method is to take a rectangle tool and make a rectangle that stands up on its edge like such. Then you take a line from the midpoint here to here, and then you connect the dots from here to here, from here to here. Take your eraser and you erase these edges off. Erase that midpoint if you like. And actually I can erase that line. That was kind of a fail. And then you're going to pull this out like this. Notice, and this is just a structural thing that you should be aware of. Roofs never, you need water to fall. So that's, if you look around, you'll see houses, the roofs cut in just like that so the water can kind of fall off. Now there's a little gap there, no big deal. We can just draw a line or two and it'll fill in. I might want to also take the push tool and pull this out just a little bit, have a little overhang there, push this one back, and push this one back as well, so I have an overhang. That's not my favorite looking. I don't think I did that well of a job with shaping of it, but you can certainly work with that. Windows, that's another one. You're going to take a rectangle tool, and you're going to draw, a window. Well, let's say I want to draw multiple windows, right? So if I draw this window here and this window here, I notice they're not shaped, they're not lined up nicely, right? See, this one's short, this one's lower than this one. Control Z for undo. What I recommend you do for drawing windows is to draw one big rectangle, draw several smaller rectangles like so, and then take your eraser and erase these lines here, the extra lines, and now you have even looking windows. The next thing to do with those windows is to use this is what I refer to as your Where did it go? Where'd it go? I think it's under. Now this new there it is, offset tool. So the offset tool, you're going to do is draw, like it's basically does is it offsets. It makes a shorter version of the full one, because we want to have trim. We want to have trim on our windows, right? Windows that have like borders. It looks nicer, right? It looks better than just plain old rectangle, right? All right. And then what you can do with that is you can take your what is it? Your push tool again. So there it is, hidden again. And then you're going to try to get just the border. Let me see if I can do that here. You might have to select it first. Select it so that it's blue. See how it's blue? Yeah. And then take your push tool and go ahead and pull that out just a smidget, right? Just like that. And you'll do the same to this one, the same to this one, right? So now it pulls out just a little bit, and you can go ahead and make more windows all the way around. But watch this now. Now we get into the fun part. And the fun part here I'm talking about is coloring in. See this color tool with a paint bucket. Now, by default I get colors, so I can make a gray house. Ooh, that's really kind of cool, right? But actually, if you now this is a new version, and so I'm gonna find some things. Let's see. Yes, it's under the search. So I'm gonna go from the house tab to the search tab, and I'm gonna look for brick and cladding. Brick is of course brick, and cladding is like your siding on the house, right? So if I wanted to put this siding over here, I can do that. Brown siding, you don't like it, you can change that color. Let me see if I can remember where that is in this version. We need an edit. I think that's up here. Yeah. So you can go up to the edit tool. No. So you click on it. No, it doesn't work. Let me think about this for a second. Select edit. No. Fail. Let me think. Pause. Used to be able to edit these. I'm not sure why I can't edit this right now, but I could change the color of the siding if I wanted to by clicking on the edit tool, but unfortunately I can't get that to work at the moment. I'll get back to that later. Some really cool stuff that you can find in here too is roofing, so you can put roof on your house. That's really cool and important. Actually, I'm going to finish my siding here, and here. And the coolest part, of course, is window coverings. No, went glass. There it is, glass and mirrors. This is something where when you color that in, it makes it translucent so you can see inside the house. Now, this is a pretty cool looking house already. I can add a door, I can add steps. So if I wanted to add a door and steps, I might do rectangle such as this one here, followed by another rectangle. Actually, I would probably use the offset tool instead. Offset tool. And I would move, let's see. Yeah, I'll move this line down here. And then I would get the push-pull tool, and I'd pull this one out like that. And then, actually, no, that doesn't make any sense, does it? So I got one step so far. If I want to make another step, oh, I know what I would do. I'd make another rectangle, say here to here. That's right. And you push that in, such as that. That's how you would make steps. And it's crooked, so let's see, I can move this over, no problem. And why don't I go ahead and erase my mistake here? I don't need that, and I don't need that. So I got a basic set of steps. Go back to my rectangle. I'll put in my door. I'll take the offset tool. The offset tool you guys need to try and use. Really makes the difference between a basic model and a good model. So I made my offset tool, and I'm going to make this one actually a little more complicated door. What I mean by that is I'm going to push this down, which makes my door frame. Notice if you look at a door, the door frame actually goes to the bottom on both sides. And then I'm going to do another offset tool, offset, which is this one here. And I'm going to, oops, didn't work, fail. Let's try that again. Oh, that's a scale. What am I doing? Oh, wrong tool. Here we go. Offset tool. I'm going to draw my actual door in there now. Okay, now there's a door in the door frame. I'm gonna go find something to color it with. Let's go colors, and I don't know. I'll do like a ugly brown green color. That's disgusting. Let's do a gray door. How about that? And because I have some siding here, I want to do white there. Let's do black there. I think. There we go. It's all right. Now I can take my push-pull tool, and I can pull the frame out a little bit. Oops, wrong frame. Undo. And again, this one right here. Pull that one out. So now I got my door frame. See that? I got what looks almost like a screen door. And if I wanted to make it screen, that edit tool I was telling you about, well, okay, that doesn't, I got to look into that. Sorry. Should be able to lower the opacity so you can see through, which is kind of fun. But maybe let's just make it a hard door. So I'd put maybe another door. Sorry, let's not do that. That is very lazy-like to just draw a rectangle, right? Instead, I want you guys to use the offset tool so that you can make a nicely perfect door. See that? I'll use a midpoint here to here, and then I'll maybe draw another rectangle, or no, let's do offset. Offset tool here. Offset tool here. You see where I'm going with this? I'm making a door. So you can, you know, make another, say, line here, and use the offset tool again. Do something like that. Anyway, and then you could pull and push that, you know, to make it kind of cool looking. I don't know, have fun with that. All right, so make a door. And then I'm going to have you guys build some land around it so you can throw in a swimming pool and all that good fun stuff. You're going to take the rectangle tool again and make one giant rectangle. Just kind of wrap it around the house. That's good. Don't go too crazy. You know, something like that. And you're going to do is the push-pull tool again. And you're going to pull down. See? Pull down. When you pull down, you're giving it depth, and this is important because when we go to put in our in-ground pool, you can have some, you know, depth to work with. Otherwise, it'll just go to nowhere. So I give it a chunk of land, right? A little chunk of land. And why don't we use some vegetation? Here we go, vegetation. I'm gonna put some grass on there like that, all the way around. Notice I didn't finish coloring my house, but I'm doing this demo as fast as I can so you guys can kind of go on your own and explore. All right, so you're going to take another rectangle tool here, and let's say we make a walkway. All right, so I'm going to do a walkway from, say, you know, actually let's do it from here. So I'm going to make a rectangle that goes out like this, and I'm going to maybe do a rectangle that goes like this. Take my eraser, erase this line here, so I get like one contiguous piece of whatever. I'm going to take the offset tool and kind of give it some texture. Oops, that's the wrong tool. Offset tool. I'm going to give it some, what am I looking for here? Some like border, you know, so like, I don't know. Maybe I'll, and anyway, and I'll take some stone. Let's see what that looks like. No, I'll put stone here, and then find some asphalt, which is under somewhere. Stone. Oh, let's just use that. All right, so sorta, yeah, sorta what I'm going for. Trying to make a road and path here. Actually, this would continue over. To fix that, I would just take the move tool. There's the move tool. Hello, move tool. Where'd you go? This new version's getting me going a little bit. Let's see, move tool would be, where's the move tool? All right, here we go. Move tool. There it is. This new panel right here was never like this. It used to lay all the tools out. Now they're kind of like hidden, which is kind of annoying. So we're going to make sure we're on that line there when we do the move. and then you can slide it to the house there. That's better. So and I don't like, oops, undo. That was a little mistake. And let's pull this over here just a little bit because it was too thick. I didn't like it. Now, if you make a mistake, notice how I do undo. That's very, very important. Undo is going to save you a lot of headache down the line. If you do try to fix a problem, that's when you get crazy, right? So in other words, this is going to happen to you. See how everything colors when you move your move tool around, right? So let's say I'm like over here and I go, oops, oh, I just, accidentally pulled that out. Now try to put this back and you will never get it right. You will try, okay, maybe I lucked out. Most of the time when you mess up, you're going to get these weird side triangles and like here, that's a perfect example right there. Look how horrible that is. Try putting that back together. You will never get it right. I mean, I've tried and struggled with it. If you make a mistake, Control Z, Control Z. Get it back to where you had it looking good, okay? And for example, too, if you say select this back wall here, then come over here, use the move tool and move, you may not realize it. You may be like, oh, well, my move didn't work. So you move on and start working on other things, and then you're almost done, and you look back and you're like, what happened to my wall? Well, so you got to be kind of careful with that. You have to be, you have to pay attention to what is selected before you go ahead and start dragging things around. And don't be afraid to try things and then undo it. So let's say you wanted to make some kind of cool looking post here, or like a railing if you wanted to. You make it and you're like, that's pretty cool. You can undo it, right? So practice by, making something, drawing. So, I'm doing some weird drawing here just to show you. Yeah. So if I wanted to do a flower bed near the house here, I could take a, rectangle tool again. Actually, I'll do something that extends beyond the side of the house there. So I'll go, see how it extends here? I'll do that, and then I'll come over here and say draw this way. I'll stop right here. That's good enough. Take the eraser. Erase this line here. Take the offset tool. Offset. Use the offset. It is so good. Put some dirt in there. You can do it around the whole house. I'll tell you about bushes and trees later. But for now, let's make a pool. So the last thing I need you guys to do is experiment with building in ground, right? So you want to, say, finish off the back here with a porch. And I want you to build a pool. So you're going to take a rectangle tool. You're going to draw, an in-ground size looking pool. You can use the other tools to make an above-ground pool. But let's, for now, explore this cool option. So you're going to take the push tool and push, whoops, wrong one, undo. You're going to push this level down a little bit, see? Just like that. Just a little bit. And then you're going to do is draw a line. Draw a line from, kind of like from one side, be careful, to the other, bottom. Yeah? You don't want to draw like this, because look, the line doesn't quite go down, okay? So you want to make sure you draw from here to the inside of here. And notice I'm moving. I'm moving just by holding my wheel mouse down. See that? So get used to that. And then once you draw that line there, you can then take the move tool and let's see if it works. Yes, move it down. See, I moved it down because, you have a shallow end and a deep end. Actually, hang on. I missed a step. Undo. I'd like you to make some stairs over here in the shallow end. So we're going to do the rectangle tool, go from one side to the other, and I'm going to do that twice, or as many times as you want. I'm going to take the push tool. I'm going to push this up. I'm going to push this one even higher. There we go. So now you gotta, steps getting out of the pool. Okay, yeah. And now we're going to move this down to kind of make that deep end. See that? And I'm going to go to water. Water is my material, and I'm going to color this in. Color this in, all with the water coloring. Make sure you get all the sides all the way around. All right. Now, that doesn't quite look like water. You know, it looks like painted nonsense. So I'm going to show you some cool way to make real looking water. And let me think about this for a second. First step, rectangle, and you draw from here to here, and yeah, it covers it. And I could use water, but then you have to drop the translucence, which I don't think I can right now. I use glass. Glass is kind of cool. It looks like water, and then you push it down, and now you have, see, you have like basically. Now, but there is a little problem there. Why is that's not supposed to happen. What went wrong there? I don't know. So let me try something really quick. Let's take some tile and put some tile there. Yep, there we go. So my tile covered that a little bit up. So I, because pools have cool looking tile sometimes. This isn't actually tile. This is stone. I grabbed the wrong one, but there's tile options. You can find it. Anyway, so there's my pool, but no pool is complete without a walkway around it, right? So how am I going to do that? I'm going to take a rectangle again, and I'm going to go from, say, here to here, kind of generalize, and I'm going to find stone, and I'm going to put stone around it. Pretty cool, right? And then I need a walkway to go from there to there, so I'm going to continue with another rectangle from, say, here to here. Oh, and that's not good enough. I want to have a nice screening porch, so I'm going to do that right here. Maybe a deck that goes from here to here. I mean, you can do whatever you want, okay? So there's my kind of deck. And let's see, let's do another one here. Come on now. Rectangle. Here to here. I'm going to pull that out like this, so I have a step going onto my deck. And then I'm going to pull this out to, say, here. I don't know. I might do offset tool. Do my screened area. So screening kind of stuff. Offset tool, I must say that 100 times. Offset tool, there we go. Whoops. I'll do that again. Offset tool, oh, undo. Offset, there we go. Alright, and then I can find, actually there is here, screen. It's one of these. How about this one? No, that's not screen. What is that? Screen is, there's actually is some kind of screen here somewhere. I used to just typically what I would do is I'd take a gray color and then edit that gray color, but again, I don't know why. I'll figure that out later. I'll get back to you on that. And then of course, your screen roof could be like something like, let's see, let me think about this. Something that's this shape, right? Let's see if I can do this. Okay, think about this for a second. I'm having a little mind crash here. Let's say we make a rectangle. Let's try this. Go rectangle up. Hang on now. Hang on. Rectangle, come on. When it doesn't go as planned, just take the pen tool and try to do, see how it turns blue? When it turns blue, that means it's going straight up and down. When it's not blue, it's not going straight up and down. When it's green, it's going straight across. And look, it joins up with the edge. So I could do that. Okay, that's better. So now that I got my rectangle, I think I could try this, where I just oops, I actually grabbed the pool by accident. Look at that. That's where you're going to undo it. Let's see what I do. Oh, I did it again. Sometimes you have to actually select what you want. See how the line is blue? And then you can take the move tool. Let's see if I can do this. I kind of lay it onto the roof. Oh, yuck. Anyway, I kind of got started bad on this, so excuse me for messing this up. But this is the idea. This is where I'm going for. Something like that. And we'll get the roofing. Here here we go. Finish that up. And of course I gotta finish drawing that in. It's ugly. I don't like it. But you get the idea. You can do all kinds of sort of creative things and have some fun with it. Take your eraser. Actually, if you take the eraser and go like that, this all comes to one. There we go. Anyway, that's it. That's all I'm going to show you for now. Okay, so this is part one. Draw a house, draw your dream house, draw the doors, draw the windows, draw the landscape, draw the pool. Have a good time. Enjoy. And and definitely save. I don't think it auto saves, so definitely click the save. All right, that's all I have.